12 years ago, I was admitted to the hospital for pneumonia and 105 fever. And the doctor comes in and tells us we're going to have a baby. So we're shocked because that's going to be our fourth child, and we were excited and scared. And he told me that when this happens, that the baby usually will abort itself if the baby is sick from anything. And if not, then the baby would be fine. So we kind of went with that, and it was always in the back of my head, the concern about the baby. And I didn't really think about it because everything was going wonderful. And at 25 weeks, we're sitting there and, doing the ultrasound, and kids are excited, and the tech stops, and she just looks. And I said, "What's wrong?" And she said, "Your baby doesn't have a brain." And the kids were crushed. They, of course they knew what that was. And the doctor came in and told us that our baby had no brain, just a brain stem. And that she would highly advise that we had an abortion. And here we're in shock. It's just, everything is going through our heads. And, I didn't know what to say. I didn't have any words. So she said she'd send us to a specialist on the next day. We went home and, of course, cried. So we went the next day, my husband and I, to the specialist. And they verified, yes, she did not have a brain. And we should terminate because she would die. But of course, we didn't know what she was yet. So that the baby was going to die and I could possibly die. So we leave and we're numb. And I'm angry. And I'm confused, and I asked God, I'm like, but I'm a Christian. This is not supposed to happen. The lies start coming into your head. You can't do this. There's no way you can raise a baby like this or go through this. Why are you going to put this baby through this? This is stupid. You can't do this. You should abort this baby. So this is like going in my head. And I'm talking to my husband about it, and he's like, "What are you talking about?" And I said, "But I could die and leave my kids without a mom." And he was a bit stronger than me. But I said, why me? And why us? And at that moment, God spoke to my heart. And he said, "Kathy, why not you?" God gave me Psalms 139, 13 and 14. "For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I will praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know full well." And I had peace about that. I said, God made her, so he's made in her image. His image. So I couldn't take that. I said I needed to see another doctor. So we made an appointment and we saw the third specialist. My husband had to work, so I went to the doctor's appointment alone. And I had a little bit of peace, but I went into the doctor. I sat in the car for about, 35, 40 minutes, praising and that brings me to Ephesians 1, 3, and 4. It says, "Praise be to God, the Father, our Lord Jesus Christ. For you chose us in him before the creation of the world to be holy and blameless in his sight." He chose me. That's what God was telling me. I chose you to be Amy's parents. So I praised God, and I just listened to that music, and I said, "God, if you can give her a brain, I'm giving her back to you, and whatever you want to do with her, it's fine." So the doctor does the ultrasound, and he's shocked. He's like, "I don't know what they're talking about. This baby has a brain." And I knew at that moment that God did this because I didn't see one before. You could see it. So he said she had hydrocephalus, and that was fixable. It's not a cure, but you can fix it. And he said she was beautiful. And by the way, it's a girl. Sometimes you're going through this and you don't have like the energy to pray, or you don't know what to pray. And I kind of felt like God was okay with it. He was okay that I was angry because he knew me and he knew my thoughts before I knew my thoughts. And that's the first part of Psalms, which God gave me as well, because I was angry that I was angry. And I didn't want God to be mad at me. So in Psalms 139, he says, you've searched me and you know me. He says, you know when I sit down and when I rise up. You know my thoughts from afar. He knows my rising up and my lying down. So he knew everything before I knew it. And I knew that God wasn't going to leave me, even though I couldn't pray at that. I didn't know how to pray at that moment. I'm just so, I don't know if you've ever been in those positions where you can't pray. You're just like, God, I don't have any words. And being carried. And that's what I think I've been able to tell people, that it's okay to go through what you're going through. It's okay to grieve. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be angry. Because when you step back into reality, God is there. And he's always there. But you're the one that steps away. And God is the one who is always right by you. And he's like, when you're ready, Kathy, I'm here. I have been chosen to be Amy's mother. And I think about that. And when times get hard, that each one of your babies, he chooses you to be their parent. Amy is now 12 years old, and she's in the 6th grade. Doing wonderfully. And she's here every Sunday.